Anyway, if it started about now, let me just say, g'day everyone, my name's Timmothy and today I'm playing Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate. Okay, when is the first... Aha! Hunt a Daimyo Hemata. There it is. Fire. Everything almost. There we go. E, elemental attack up, mega flare, and boomerang throw. Oh baby. Before I properly start, I got to go to the Pelican Ranch. I love that so much. Alright, little detour done. I had a good nap. Because, spoiler alert, when I was meant to sleep, I did in fact not sleep. So, if I wanted to properly stream today in the evening, I had to take a nap. And it was a good nap. I was afraid that I would have overslept and, you know, when I woke up, oh no, 6 o'clock. I've completely missed one stream and I'm gonna be late for the other. But luckily, no, I woke up 30 minutes before the stream actually was set in motion, so... One thing about hyper monsters are these. Whatever part is glowing, their attack is stronger. But to balance that off, what makes them also quite fun, when you do hit them in those glowing spots, you get, as you can see down there, more charges to the button. hides behind each desk. Has anyone noticed, ever since the announcement of the new Monster Hunter game last week, where Monster Hunter Wilds, basically the direct sequel, like you can tell it's the proper next game from the same team that made, well, what's up well but yeah, everyone's so anticipated for the next game that everyone seems to be playing Monster Hunter World again. I should jump on the popularity train and do a Monster Hunter World playthrough. Unfortunately, I can't really do that because, I mean, I suppose I can. I don't really try stream off of my PlayStation 4, because that's where I have my, not just World, but also Iceborne as well. And bloody hell, I have a lot of memories of playing Monster Hunter World on the game, on the system. But I basically procrastinated so badly on that because I'm basically geared for the very end game But I made the awful decision of doing, I was like, before I hunt Fatalis, when it first came out, I decided to go hunt the Arch-Tempered Velkhana. Because obviously the Arch-Tempered Velkhana is gonna be easier than the Fatalis. Yeah, no. That, if anyone's ever played it, guess what? The Arch-Tempered Velkhana, I'm pretty sure is a lot more challenging than the Fatalis fight. And so that kind of put me off from, you know, I never properly beat that hunt. And so I, for some reason, just never made the attempt on hunting Fatalis. Maybe, well, not a full game, playthrough. I wonder if I could, at the very least, I mean, have a place to start, might as well be, literally the end game. Something I really hope they bring back in the next, in Wilds. In Monster Hunter World and Iceborne, they did so They did so well at making basically online events. Sorry, I had to leave my throat. What I mean by that is, I don't know, like with this game, with Rise and Sunbreak, they didn't really make it feel, you have to go online to defeat certain monsters. Like, there's never that big, bad endgame monster that really really made you need the teamwork of online. But in World, like even starting from before the expansion, bloody the caverns of El Dorado, Kultara. It's a big golden dragon that basically couldn't be killed until near the end of, High Spawn. When it was first introduced in the world, the name of the game was, you gotta get a full lobby, constantly making progress in weakening her, the more you break off the past, the more she weaken. The more you're able to do more damage and progress into the hunt until finally one of the teams is going to finally break her horns, because that was the name of the game of the hunt. Break her horns to repel her. You could not actually kill her. You can only break. The only goal was break the horns. And when you do, you're rewarded with good loot, good armor, but more importantly, a random weapon. Then, in Iceland, they continued on with that whole idea of you have to fight something multiple times to awaken it to the point where you're actually able to hunt it. You know, probably defeat it, repel it. And what they did with that was, it was actually quite genius. They turned the first, the original world and story boss into this big grand monster that does, like, it was basically Black Dragon tier. That's how strong it was. Although, funnily enough, it wasn't Black Dragon, it was a Red Dragon. And also, after it was defeated, after it was killed, hunted, then they introduced the actual Black Dragons. Like, once Safi Jiva was finally, hunted and killed, now what? Why, here comes Elatrion! And then finally, the big OG itself, Fatalis. But what I loved about Safi Jiva was literally all the way from World. The story ends with you hunting this alien-looking dragon called Xenojiva. And then, about later, basically at the end of World's life cycle, before the expansion DLC came out, they were doing some basically harder versions of Elder Dragons called Tempered Elder Dragons. No, Arch-Tempered, that's what it was. And what was brilliant foreshadowing was, with Arch-Tempered Xenojiva, it's more, it is very much implied, it is more matured, because it now can properly use its attacks and move around without it bumbling about like a newborn. But then when it needs, when it's being beaten up enough, that's when it starts losing its composure and start behaving like it first did. But yeah, what's the brilliant foreshadowing was its skin. It's hardened, well, more hardened, and it has a red tint. So it went from this odd choice of, hey, first it was glowing blue, but its arch-tempered form, now it's glowing red. Why? What's with the random choice in, what's with the random choice of visual thing? But yeah, Von Savvy Jiva revealed that Xenojiva, its alien-looking skin is actually gets shedded. Then you realize, oh, the arch-tempered, was it getting nearer to its molting phase? Alright, time for the Yan Cut Coup. Now, as much as everyone everyone seems to just love Yan Cut Coup, but since I started in Monster Hunter Tri on the Wii, my first experience with a fire bird was the wonderful little bird called the Kulu. No, not Kuluku. That's one word. Kurapeko. That's what it's called. It's a trumpet mimic bird that calls it mimics other monsters' roars to call in their help. It'll make noises of like the great Jaggy to call in, little Jaggies to come help it. If there's another monster on the board roaming, it can use their call to track them. So if there's like Rathian, it will scream out using the Rathian's roar, and then all of a sudden, within the minute, oh, here comes a Rathian, which I just adored. Like, it's such an interesting little gimmick. Like, they tried, gimmicks for certain monsters. Some were hits and some were misses, but with the Kurapeko, oh, it was wonderful to done. Because in the same generation, they also introduced the wonderful pickle Devil Joe. and they introduced him in such a bloody wonderful way. Because when you reached high rank online, when you're doing the lower, the lower ranked quests, a Devil Drone might appear, and you were not ready for that. Like, you had to avoid it at all costs. There was no way you're ever going to beat it. But the wonderful thing was, if you started in Try, your first experience with Devil Joe wasn't, most likely, wasn't, just, oh, you're doing a low, a high rank quest and suddenly it appears. No. What most likely would have happened was, you were doing a Kurapeko quest, hunting quests, or capturing quests, you had to hunt a Kurapeko. Everything's just normal until it does a mimic of a roar. You've never heard this roar before. It sounds loud and intimidating. You're going, did I hear that correctly? I know, at this point, I know all the roars it does. I've never heard that roar before. And then, soon enough, why did the music change? Lo and behold, here comes the Devil Joe. And, you were not prepared for that. And then you're like, oh my god, I can't beat this thing. I know, it's a brute wyvern. I can tell by its shape and the way it attacks, it's a brute wyvern. I can just, stand, let's just observe it from a distance. And it's chucking rocks at me. That fast speeds. And when they introduced Devil Joe, they really showed it is very violent. Because if you're trying to do a capture quest, there's a good chance it's gonna kill your targets before, you're trying not to kill it. Here comes Devil Joe. It attacks other monsters. There goes your capture monster. It's dead. Now it's meal, and you failed the quest. It was necessary for you to bring dunk bombs to get rid of that nasty pickle, or else he's going to ruin your quest. I think it's very sad that, besides the third generation, Kurapekos never come back around. It's such a it's a monster just brimming with personality. And it's just, they've never brought it back. I think, like, they... Well, I can't say they have to bring it back for Wilds, but it will be a missed opportunity if they don't bring back our wonderful trumpet in Wilds, just for the sake of its ability to call in other monsters. And also, in my opinion, it also served as a, like in Monster Hunter Tri, there was a very limited amount of monsters you're able to face, and I think the Kurapeko was a very good, like early game monster, because it introduced many different things that hunters learn to kind of notice more. Yeah, I mean, sure, like with all monsters, you can, see when they're about to do a strong move, but with the Kurapeko, it really, like, makes you know, I'm about to do this move. So if you recognize that I'm about to do this move, better be prepared. Like, for starters, when it does one of its stronger moves, but it's got flint tips on the tip of its wings that it clickety-clacks together to cause sparks, and then it bounces at you, causing explosions. So, the good design, game design was, this dangerous move has a very, very, very telling tell. So when it starts going, when it starts making its noise and making its flint tips, then beware, here comes that strong attack. And it's not just that as well. It has other dances, but it's basically a living hunting horn because it does a little dance and then it sings. And when it does its sing, you can see like a red sound waves coming from its beak that determine, colored sound waves coming from its beak that determine what kind of song it's doing. If it's red, it's going to be an attack buff. If it's orange, it's going to be a defense buff. If it's green, it's going to be a health buff. So it's quite literally its own, it can actually, what's brilliant that I really wish another reason why they should really bring it back for, it can buff other large monsters because its singing actually affects other large monsters. Now if you interrupt it, I think you get that buff. I think I might be misremembering it, Harry. But if you use a sonic bomb, you can, stop it from using that buff, completing the sonic. But yeah, what I love about that is, well, one, it's another way of teaching the player, interrupt. It's doing something, interrupt it. You're able to interrupt it. But yeah, it's one of the only monsters in the whole series that can actively buff other large monsters. It can heal them. It can give them attack bonuses. It can give it an attack boost. It can give it a defense boost. Like, see this demon horde? When I play it, it gives me an attack boost. It's same thing with the Kurapeko when it does its song and dance. It can buff itself and also other other large monsters in the same area. It's brilliant. Like, it's something that makes it relevant even to the very end game, because it doesn't matter how fast you can kill it, or doesn't have to be the tankiest thing or the most threatening thing. It can stay as a nuisance that I'm just gonna ignore it. If you ignore it, guess what? It can buff like Devil Joe's on screen, and if it does its dance, guess what? It's just buff Devil Joe's attack or defense, or it's giving it some health back. And in my opinion, if they kept Kurapika around, I bet they could have made a variant, a deviant, or whatever. I'll say a variant that focuses less on itself and focuses more as being, a support, an actual dedicated support large monster, whose whole being is, it only shows up when there's other monsters around, and it uses its mimicry to pull in other monsters, lets them be the focus, and once there's another large monster around, it stops attacking you. Instead, it actively tries to avoid you, while giving the large monster support. But, that's just, something that I was hoping to recognize. Anyway. Another thing that I think makes the Kurapika one of the best, introduction monsters that teaches the player the mechanics of monsters is it's one of the earliest monsters that you might encounter that has hardened spots. Like its wings, if you attack it with like a white sharpness weapon, your weapon is going to bounce. So that's another thing that actively teaches the player early on, hey, there's parts of a monster that can be hardened and bounce, and your weapon will bounce off. So aim for the more softer spots, such as the beak. Tell. Like, everyone's a fan of one bird or another, but I'll forever be my favorite bird monster will forever be the colorful Kurapika. It's a shame that it's never showed up ever again. Besides, what sucks is, since it's never appeared, new players never get to experience their first time of the silly little Kurapika calling in a new monster that is so outclassing them that they basically have to run away. Like, there is no option of, hey, it might be tough, but you can fight it. No. The only option is your gear is not strong enough to take this thing down in time. Like, even if you can survive all of its attacks, avoid everything, and keep attacking, chances are you're not going to have the amount of time necessary to properly hunt it. So, yet new players, they don't get to experience that, you know, that fear of, what is this new monster I've never seen before? It's kicking my ass. Or I just wanted to fight this silly bird and it's called in a new monster that is also killing my, you know, the thing, bird. Is the monkey. Yeah, here it is. It's... oh, good, it's weak to fire. We'll just put them on Tim's train then. Hello. That just saves me quite a lot of time. another monster that basically never escaped the third generation. That, you know, in Iceborne, a lot of people were so, you know, like there was a spot in the Iceborne map, you know, the new Iceborne map that was basically a poison. In the cave, there was like a poison spot that basically convinced everyone, oh my god, Giginox is returning in Monster Hunter World Iceborne. There's no doubt about it. You know, this has to be, this has to be, Giginox. And then when, you know, Iceborne actually came out, everyone was disappointed that, oh, it's not Giginox, it's actually just a poison, zappy thing. Can't remember what it's called. Toby Kadachi, yeah. Can't remember what it was. You know, it's where part of that starts with. Whatever. Like, yeah, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically a poison Toby Kadachi. And, well, I can't say everyone was disappointed, but let's just say there was a lot of people that were disappointed that instead of the return of Giginox, there was just, you know, yeah, just a poison Toby Kadachi. Now, this sounds so stupid from, like it's basically a conspiracy theory that I know isn't real, but I don't know, it's just in my head that the reason why Giginox hasn't returned since the third generation is because everyone loves Kezu so much that when the third generation, you know, when Monster Hunter Tri came around, and, you know, everyone was under the pressure, oh my god, they're replacing all the old monsters with these new, inferior monsters, and everyone was so convinced, not everyone, but, you know, people were so convinced that this is the Kezu replacement. Kezu was replaced by, you know, this monster replaced Kezu, how dare they, and, you know, they wanted to repair that kind of trust so badly that the Monster Hunter team made sure that Giginox never escapes from the third generation ever again. And, but hey, the fan favorite Kezu, that one's returning, but Giginox, oh heavens no, ignore that one never existed. Even, you know, in this game, the celebration of the older generation, like literally the generations, they completely got the, you know, they got rid of the Giggies. There's no Giginox. But that's just, you know, my conspiracy theory of why, you know, Giginox just never showed up in Generations Ultimate, Rise, and World. And yet, you know, Kezu keeps on coming back because people were so convinced that, you know, the Monster Hunter 3 monsters were the replacements to the fan favorites, and how dare they? It's stupid, I know. Well, just saying. Well, you know, there was a point where, you know, during Monster Hunter 3, before the, you know, 3 Ultimate and all that came out, when people were still basically convinced that, you know, their beloved favorites weren't returning, and they were just replaced. Like, people on the internet, they couldn't help but, you know, compare the new to the old, and basically it was a circle jerk for the old monsters, you know. Oh, Velocidrome was so good in comparison to the Great Jaggy. Though, you know, there's no competition between the two. Oh, you know, as good as Kurapeka is, it doesn't even come close to I forgot what was going. The one that I just fought earlier. Oh, Barioth, it looks like Nagakuga and Tigrex, so let's compare, you know, Barioth to them and say it's inferior. And then finally it was the whole comparing Giginox to Kezu, saying Kezu's the superior one. But then, what kind of started easing the hate on, you know, the third generation was Portable Third, and then, you know, 3 Ultimates. Because in Portable Third and that's when they started introducing, you know, reintroducing the old monsters, basically saying, no, you guys, we're not replacing the old ones. Here they are, not being replaced, stop overreacting. At birth. But yeah, like in a Portable Third, well, I'm assuming, like, you know, helped lessen the hatred, so to speak, was in the introduction of, like, the bears. You know, Azuros, Legombi, Volvidon, and then basically never making anything else from those. It was just those 3. The bear, the rabbit, and the Pillbug. Pillbug Bear was but you know, Portable Third, and then 3 Ultimates introduced, like, we'll say, like, what real lesson was the introduction to 2 of, like, the most fan favorites, being Zinogre and Brachydios. time, like 4 generations, ultimate, so on and so forth, like there was a time where it really looked like they were abandoning the Banabra, the purple flying bugs, because, you know, up until 3, the only flying, paralyzing, inducing bug was the Vespoids. There was even a larger monster called the Vespoid Queen. But, of course, you know, since the Vespoids didn't show up in 3, and said they were replaced by the Banabra, there was heavy comparisons as to why the Vespoids were the better ones. So, you know, for the time, like a moment, it looked like they were overcorrecting and just making it so. No, the only flying monsters, the insects, are the Vespoids again. But, you know, it then looks like they went back on it. It's like, you know what, actually, nah, the Banabra system. You don't have to. The superior flying type, because they look better, they look prettier, I think they can paralyze, but they can also shoot defense down goo at you. But it's not just random, you know, oh, not paying attention and suddenly the thing bloody shot its goo at me. No, it makes a telltale little song when it does its move. So, you know, oh, I heard a Banabra make its little song, better avoid its defense down. And honestly, after hearing, you know, about in the older games there was a Vespoid Queen, it made me want a Banabra Queen. I mean, to be fair, the Vespoid Queen is quite literally just the existing Vespoid, but big. And again, for some reason they had the brilliant idea of like obviously they didn't bring the Bulldrome over to like World and Rise, but they kept on bringing. Well, no, they kept, but they were so very insistent on bringing the Bulldrome over till they stopped. That's like, come on, out of all the monsters I kept on bringing back, you know, the fan favorites, why the Bulldrome? It's the worst, like, design-wise, it's like the worst large monster. It's literally just the Bullfango, the annoying charging bulls, boars. But bigger. Tetsukabra. It's weird, the Tetsukabra wasn't in Rise or Sunbreak, but it technically was, because in Rise, the like in the multiplayer area, you literally see juvenile Tetsukabra. It's a tadpole. It's got a little tadpole tail. There it is. Weak to water and thunder. Use them. Oh, I just remember another thing. You know, it's something that I really wish they brought back? Like, they introduced it in Try with the Devil Joe, because in 2 maps, I think, there were secret spots that can only be opened by Devil Joe when it does a certain move. In the Frozen map, you know, the Tundra map, and in the Volcano map, there were spots that, if if the Devil Joe's in the area, if it does, does a move, it can destroy the path, it can destroy open pathway. Like literally, you can't bomb it or anything. The only way that separate pathway opens is when Devil Joe breaks it open. And it's not just, oh, it's a secret area that you can mine. No, it's proper, how there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, monsters go over there and find them there. Well, same thing, like, these spots extend, open up, and like you can fight the Devil Joe. It's also where the Devil Joe goes to sleep once it's weakened. That's something I kind of wish they brought back, like areas that can only be opened by the attacks of large monsters. There was one zone in world that did actually open up from the attacks of another monster, technically. It was in the caverns of El Dorado. The cool Toffman. Because, you know, it's basically a DPS check once you like get her health low enough or break apart or whatever. Instead of her just running away, she opens up the next zone where you fight. And then, you know, it's another race against the clock until, you know, she either flees or she goes to the final area, you know, the next area, the final area. not be too harsh on third ones on to try, because it's not the only generation that seems to have neglected fun monsters. Whose whole identity is ice. The new area. It's a snow zone. You know, it's a tundra. You know, big white snowy areas. You know, ice monsters and all this and that. For some reason, they didn't put Gammoth in. The one most appropriate time to bring Gammoth into the current, you know, the most recent generation, and no, they didn't bring Gammoth into the appropriate new, you know, place. And then, you know, in Rise and Sunbreak, you know, there's the big snowy area, and you know, how great the verticality of is with glide bugs. It would have been great to have such a big target to have fun with the glide bugs on. Like, Gammoth literally complements the Y-bug system. But no, Gammoth was neglected again. I'm gonna be super upset if in Wilds they don't bring Gammoth. At that point, the mates will just call it the Fated 3. So Fated 4 because, you know, they gave, you know, Lavinus was in Monster World. Then Lizard Sune was in Rise, and then in Sunbreak they brought along Astalos. But Gammoth? No. Gammoth was left behind. And she's my favourite of the Fated 4. In my opinion, people, like, everyone has their favourite Fated 4 theme. My favourite just so happens to be Gammoth's. Another, you know, left behind monster that could have worked in either or, especially in Rise, was Zamtrix. There's Zamites. See these guys are all Zamites. And they're in Rise. So, you know, when they showed up in Rise, there was some hope, hey, that means Zamtrios must be here. No, they didn't bring the best blue boy along. $4 o'clock. and royal blood oath. Fire. Sounds so weird. Hearing basically the theme of the Rats, Rathalos and Rathian, being played for the silly little rubber chicken. Gipseros, the rubber chicken you can see here, has two gimmicks. Oh, I mean 3 gimmicks. First gimmick is its flint thing is basically flash bomb. Second gimmick it has is it can steal certain things off you, like consumables, your map. So it's quite annoying if you get hit by its beak. But its not main gimmick, but it's technically well-known gimmick that only works once to a new player is when it reaches low enough health, it plays dead. So convincing of an act that you're even able to carve from it. While you're carving from it, it eventually gets flails around and deals damage. So you can't just, keep trying to carve it off. I say it only works once because, once the player knows, oh, it's going to feign death, well, it just leaves itself vulnerable to getting hits. What I love about the Gipseros is not necessarily, its battle or design, but because of its, rubbery hide, making it, I think, immune to thunder elements, and also resistant to poison attacks, I suppose. It's made the design of Nicilla, the spider monster. It hunts the Gipseros, it flays the skin off, and wears it on, and then wears the flayed skin. And that is such an awesome, design of a monster. In fact, in one of the maps, the Verdant Hollow, I think? I can't remember the names, but there is a zone in that map that is the Nicilla nest. And hanging from the roof, well, what do you know? It's webbed up Gipseros corpses. version 84, you would see this area before you actually meet the spider. So it's good, foreshadowing? I don't think that's the correct word, but like it's a good map design of showing, hey, there's this monster that's actively hunting this other monster. And oh, it's also covered in webs. So it hints at following me, finding it. It hints, the map design hints at, hey, there's a spider monster hunting this other monster. Oh! Annoying. Because it's head broken, can't put flashing anymore. Now watch, it's gonna fly. Oh my god, it's got stupid bug teeth. Alright, 4:37. What was the time I was in starting the other stream? Yeah, 6:30. Yeah, I've got time for one more. And it'll be the Hyper Royal Life. Wait to fire. Monster Try, they didn't have like, you know, variants or, you know, basically this monster, but it's different. My first experience with an existing monster, but it's different, was in Monster Hunter Portable 3rd with the pink Ladroth. It was in this map in particular, and I'm pretty sure you can guess what makes the pink Ladroth different. Its gimmick is, instead of water, it's poison. The pink is poison. these are the third generation Monster Hunter games. I think there was also some, well, not games, just the third gen monsters. They got their Deviants, their altered versions. There was quite some good ones. Like Kuruku, Kurapeko. That was a red Kurapeko. I'm not sure what made a difference. I can't remember. It's just, Kurapeko Batata, I suppose. More emphasis on fire, I think. But, what I do remember is, Giginox. It had, I think, a purple form. A purple Giginox. It was... Yeah, like... how there was Kezu, which was, Thunder Paralysis. And then there was Red Kezu, which was Poison. Well, the Giginox followed suit with, Giginox being Poison. So then the purple Giginox, was it a yellow Giginox? I can't remember. But the Giginox's other version was Poison. Not Poison, Paralysis. In other words, people were comparing, Giginox to Kezu. Well, they further made it, it was basically the Kezu version of Giginox. To be fair, the Paralysis Giginox was, in my opinion, tougher than Kezu. Let's see, Barrioff. That one, with many of them, it was as simple as, what if this monster, but in a different location? With Barrioff, it was, what if Barrioff, but sand instead of snow? For Barrioff, I love Barrioff. It rolls in the mud and it's so adorable. I'm gonna give it a belly rub. But yeah, with Barrioff, it was, what if Barrioff, but instead of mud, it was snow? Labels called Barrioff? Well, it's just, instead of mud, it was snow, so it gave ice blind. It was faster and stronger, as is always. But one that did actually work a lot, better in concept was Acnator. The lava leviathan that shoots beams of superheated magma? Yeah, that one was another, what if this but in another place? But, in my opinion, it works super well, because how do they replicate the gimmick of its armor coat, it digs underground and, since it's underground, it's rock hard plates turn soft and molten, to be susceptible to damage, how do we convert that to a different area? Make it ice! So its rock hard exterior was icy instead of this stony or cold magma. And instead of the superheated beams of heat, it was, well, the opposite. It was just super chill cold beams. But it worked. It's called glacial agnator. Very cool one was Ivory and Abyssal Lagiaris. Because Lagiaris is an amphibian monster. It's both land, it was able to be fought in both water and on land. So, how do they make a variant species or whatever it's called? Why? By making it focus on, land or sea, land or in the water. Ivory Lagiaris was, it was designed based on land combat. So, StarCraft in Generations and Generations Ultimate. That is where this normal moveset is based on. Ivory Lagiaris' moveset. They just converted over from, it's Ivory to just, well, since there's no more underwater combat, we've just converted its existing land changes to be its default state. So, the Lagiaris in the, when it was first introduced, its land fight was basic. It was literally just fighting like the Royal Bloodroth, except it also does thunder damage. But a fan favorite was the incredibly powerful Abyssal Lagiaris, aka what if Lagiaris, but it's entirely fought underwater. And you really have to look up this fight, actual hunt with the Abyssal Lagiaris, because it is so good. Like, it will make you wish for the return of underwater combat, just so we can see more of those kind of fights. was this amphibian monster that was introduced in Tried and Portable Third. Ultimate, I think it was Ultimate. Was it Ultimate? Yeah, I think Ultimate brought back. Portable Third got rid of underwater combat, but then Ultimate brought back underwater combat. Yeah. Because that's where they also introduced the forgotten third Elder Black Dragon, which is basically a walking volcano. Yeah. Anyway, so I'm back. But yeah, it was basically a walking volcano. But its law is, it's located in, I think it's called the Red Sea, and it's red because it's an entire ocean devoid of all life. Because, you know, this this black dragon, being basically a walking volcano like it's an uncontrollable walking volcano, its presence basically boils the ocean water to the point where it kills off all life besides its own. And the reason why the ocean is red is because that's like the blood of all the dead monsters. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Nibble Snarf is was introduced in Portable Third. Its basically model was taken off of Gibble. It's like this anglerfish that has a spiky top on it, and it will inflate itself and it'll roll around trying to stab you with its poison stuff, and it'll dig underground it fights underwater, but it'll dig itself underwater and then vacuum everything in to try to get you. But it was also one of the things of, hey, if you fish with a frog, you can lure it, you can actually fish it out of the water, free damage. But if you know the law of Gobule, then you'll know that the Gobules that you face in game are juveniles. That's right, juveniles. They can get bigger. They can get a lot bigger. These Gobules, their lore is, they have their babies in the babies and the juveniles, they stay in the swampy lands and shallows and all that, where they can hunt in that, and then once they become old enough, they go back into the ocean, back into the oceans. And as you can probably guess from their physiology and how they hunt, being anglerfish, having the blinky light bulb to lure in prey, and how they can also suction in prey underwater with vacuum, you can only guess that the adult Gobules are deep sea hunters that must be big, very, very big. So it's a shame that we never got more underwater combat, because you just know eventually they would have allowed us to hunt the adult Gobule at some point. When I was doing Hyper Monsters, we'll be starting with the Congalala, the pink monkey, big fat monkey with farts, who farts and throws poo. The Passerios. The Passerios is the juvenile of the Gravios. Rathian, Nibble Snarf, basically sand gobule and stuff inhaling underwater. It exhales sand. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. A Hyperplesio. And being a prowler, being a little kitty cat, these buggers, these fishy buggers are even bigger and intimidating than the Nesilla, the Najarala, a snake, Zamtrios, Ballooncha, Kezu, Overrated, Malfestio, one of the new monsters for Generations and Generations Ultimate. It's an owl that can put you to sleep. Cougar, Baroth, my adorable lizard mud puppy, Langonga, Shogun Siento, Lavasioth, Monster Hunter Frontier monster that's like when Monster Hunter Frontier, the online MMO version of Monster Hunter, their fan base was very defensive on, like, they were adamant, no, the mainline series, console series, cannot have any of our monsters or else it will diminish our, what makes our game unique. Well, Monster Hunter Frontiers, now that that's been discontinued and shut down, now they're more, alright, now you can use our monsters. That's why in Sunbreak, we finally got a return, not a return, but basically the first true Monster Hunter Frontiers monster coming to the mainline series. But anyway, but technically, Lavasioth originated from Frontier. It was basically the only monster from Frontier that the people, the fan base from Frontier were like, you can keep it. It's just a lava fish. Not really special about it. You can keep it. You can't keep anything else, how dare you, but with the Lavasioth, you can keep it. And unfortunately for us, for the rest of Monster Hunter, besides the brief moments of Try having the replacements being the much superior Actor, basically every other game, including World and Rise, just had to bring over the stupid lava fish. To be fair, it's gotten a little bit more better over time, but come on. Given the option, you'd want Agnactor over the silly lavafish. Let's see. Then next up will be Hyper Devilger. That should be fun. Hyper Glavenus, Hyper Diablos, Hyper Regine, Hyper Lagiacross, Hyper Astalos, Hyper Duramboros, Hyper Celtus Queen. Fun thing about the Celtus Queen is she's basically always paired up with the lower, with the Celtus, a large monster that shows up early in the game, So it's awesome that there's a Celtus Queen that not just fights alongside Celtus, but they basically have she literally puts the Celtus on her back, so they become just one singular monster. Celtus literally just rides on top of her back and shoots out its defense down globules, and it will fly her up and help her with charging, and it's kind of funny. And I believe in 4, Ultimate, I think, there was a desert version of her that was a lot more aggressive. Like, what she'll do is, when she gets low enough in health, she will literally kill the Celtus and eat it to restore her health, and then she will dig her claw, her tail under the ground, grab another Celtus and drag it back out above ground, and lop it right on top of her. Sune, Hyper Gormagala, Hyper Barioth, Hyper Gammoth, Hyper Urgan, Hyper Agactor, Hyper Yangaruga, Hyper Zeregios, Hyper Tigrex, Hyper Zenoga, Hyper Brachydios. Oh, on the desert island. I love it. Deserted island. Hyper Gravios. What annoys me. Yeah, look at this. I hunted a gold Rathian. Oh. When I got it scraps, it only gave me regular Rathian scraps. Oh look, a hyper gold Rathian. Maybe that will give my Prower / Calico's gold Rathian weapon and gold Rathian arm. No. Nope, still just Rathian scraps. Silver Rathalos will just give me regular Rathalos scraps. So on, so there's that. Then, like, after I've done all the hypo stuff, then there's these other ones. Chaotic Gormagal. Furious Regime. Oh, those. I can't remember what it's called. It's another word for basically anger. But as you can see, it's a devil joke, but it is always angry. Always angry. And then it can get even more angrier. Raging Brachydios. In other words, its slime basically immediately explodes. Then there's the Nostra. Oh, I really gotta do Narkakos at some point as well. Narkakos is such a brilliant Elder Dragon. Like you see, from its icon, oh, it must be some kind of Hydra, because it's got 2 heads. Its true identity is brilliant. Cantor have fought it. Kanlos have fought it. Amatsu. Like, it's good, but that in Sunbreak, it is so much better. And then these ones, I don't think I can actually do solo. It's these ones I think I actually have to most likely play with other people. Maybe. I didn't have as good gear when I attempted the last time I attempted it, so maybe I'll be able to eventually get good enough gear solo, but I think these ones, the Black Dragons, nah, those ones I'm gonna need it. A Latrion, the Elder Dragon from Tribe. Then What's this? 3 different Fatalis fights? Why would they just give us 3 of the same fight? Well, fade to black. This one is regular Fatalis. And is now, this one is, I think it's called Crimson Fatalis? It's a red Fatalis. In other words, it's only marginally stronger, I suppose. It's more focused on fire, I think. I don't know, it's the middle child of the Fatalises because it is overshadowed by the old Fatalis. I think it's called the White Fatalis, aka the strongest version of the 3. The oldest version. The one that I believe, like lore-wise, old Fatal, like the white, a White Fatalis was the one that originally destroyed civilization or something. I don't know. I still have to catch up with the, the special permits. Gotta do Red Helm. Have to fight it 10 times just to get to it, to G rank, and then have to do, G1, 2, 3, and 4. Because it's G5 where I basically need to get help from online. Stone Fist, Red Queen, Belt Tusk. Did Silverwind? How I got good at fighting that annoying bastard. Crystal Beard. Bloody hell, that thing's health just kept on increasing. I will not be able to do this one. Deadeye Yangaruga. Red King gonna do that one. Yeah, got caught up with Thunder Lord, which was basically, like, in a sense, it did return in Rise, but, instead of it being called Thunder Lord, it was just, called Apex or something? Grimclaw. Hellblade. Like regular Glavenus, except exploding instead of just fire. Nightclub. I can't remember what made this one different. Oh right, this one was the one. Nightcloak was the one that puts you to sleep, and the regular Malfestio doesn't put you to sleep, but it reverses your controls. Frost Razor, Soul Seer, Bolt Reaver. Now, the fun thing about Soul Seer is it's blind. It can only detect, it only detects you after you initiate combat by attacking it, but it still kind of attacks somewhat wildly. But if you get hit by one of its bubbles, it locks on you, pretty much. It knows your location and it'll attack you there. So in other words, if you think about it, it should be like Kezu, because Kezu, it doesn't have a battle theme because it's blind, it technically doesn't see you. Yeah, what about Celsia? It's blind. How come it still gets battle music? Sorry, it's just a nitpick I have. I think Kezu is so overrated. Like, its gimmick of, oh, it's blind, so there's no battle music. Yeah, it's interesting at first until you have to keep hunting it and you realise, one, it takes too long to bloody hunt. So, what makes it special wears away pretty fast when you're at it for over 10 minutes in total silence, with the exception of just, sound effects of your battle and it constantly screaming. So, yeah. going out of my chest. Then Elder Frost Gammoth. And finally, the Bloodbath Diablos. I think the closest another Diablos got to being like Bloodbath was in Rise with Apex Diablos. But even then, like Bloodbath Diablos, it's a different beast altogether. Time 5:12. It's done at 6:30, so I've got a bit of a break until I start my Pokemon stream. So this will be where I end the stream for now. Yeah, big stretch. Yeah, stretch. Big stretch. Anyway, as always, when I say my goodbyes multiple times, since I don't know when the stream delay kicks in, if I say enough goodbyes, then hopefully at least one of them gets through. So, goodbye, 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 and goodbye.